Hello, I'm Karena.
And I'm Jamie.
Welcome to As Told by ADHD. This podcast is a brainchild of two best friends with ADHD who share a passion for learning and a knack for finding the most fascinating tidbits of knowledge. Each week, we embark on a wild and hilarious journey of discovery as we dive headfirst into topics that pique our curiosity. From dark folklore to bizarre statistics, cultural ceremonies to famous dead people, we're here to entertain, educate, and tickle your funny bone.
This week on As Told by ADHD, we're talking about familiar things with unfamiliar stories. Karena, take it away.
I actually cannot think of something off the top of my head that everybody knows about that we don't really know the story of per se, you know? Like, you can go the route of like, I have a canvas here, but I don't know the origin of it. No, like household things that you historically know of, right? Like a historic building in your town or something, or like you know some history of it, like that famous house that's in my hometown, which I'm not going to say because my town is very small.
Absolutely not.
But there's
no doxing here.
Yeah, no doxing here.
I just did this for some reason. I said, guys, I've had coffee today. This is my second cup and I am wired.
I get kind of calm with coffee. Like my brain, I guess, will get a little scrambled, but I get kind of calm with coffee.
I've always had this reaction to coffee. But, so, I'm one of those people that, like, I drink coffee and I can, like, stay up for days. And that sounds crazy. But I have a friend whose dad was a doctor, and he was, like, looking over research papers or whatever, and then he was like, hey, I actually heard about that. Apparently, some people have enzymes in their brain that clinch onto coffee, and it's like, this is mine. Or like caffeine. And it's like, it's mine, and I need it, and I'm keeping it. And so it stays in your system for more than 24 hours.
You have
Crazy.
Enzymes in your body that are little witches? Little
no, not
little
witches.
golems?
Goblins.
No,
They're
little
goblins.
golems.
Goblins.
Yep.
Precious. Yeah. So there's that. But also, I think, because I have ADHD too, but I also have had pretty severe depression my whole life. So I wonder if, like, having both of those makes it that way. I don't know. Science. That's for another day.
She's an ADHDer who gets hyper off of coffee. Anywho, we're going to do dice roll.
This is the week that I know that you're going to be first. Give me evens or odds.
Evens.
2! I knew it. I fucking knew it.
I get to go first.
Yeah!
I literally said last week
I knew it!
that this would be for comedic value only because I never get to go first. I am so happy I get to go first. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I knew it. I knew it.
I don't know.
I'm getting a lottery ticket.
I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know what to do.
Also, we learned by accident that we're both taking you to Paris, France.
I'm going to be trying to say some French that is not in my genealogy.
I took French in high school. I couldn't speak it, but I could understand it. So maybe I can help, but I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah.
It's how long has it been since high school? So long.
All right.
I'm pumped. Let's go.
Okay. We know that we're in France. Okay. France.
France.
And
Vive La France.
I have no idea what you just said. What did you say to me? Is that an insult?
I said Vive La France. It means it's kind of like long live France. Vive La France.
Vive La France. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution approached in late
Vive La France! Sorry.
In the late 18 80s. Vive La France!
You said French Revolution. My first thought was Les Mis. And Vive La France! So, French Revolution. Anyway.
But France.
We're never getting to this episode.
Oh, they were planning their annual World's Fair. But since it was 100 years, of course, some Parisians wanted it to be super special. So, 2 senior engineers at an engineering company called Compagnie des Établissements Eiffel.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Eiffel. And girl?
No. Eiffel.
Fille. Oh, no, I was thinking Fia.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Never mind. Sorry.
Okay, so there's 2 senior engineers at this company, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Named Maurice Coquelin. It's Coquelin, or whatever you say in French. And Emile Noer, right? They went to the founder of their company, their engineering company. His name is Gustave Eiffel.
Eiffel.
Gustave.
Gustave.
Get where I'm going now?
No.
And presented a monument to be built for the World's Fair and would ultimately become pretty much the symbol of France itself.
The Eiffel Tower.
France! Vive la France! So, these engineers bring this monument to Gustave, and he actually really didn't like the idea of it at first because he knew like how massive of an undertaking this would be. And for a fair, like he didn't know if it would be worth it. So
Right.
after structural revisions and design features tweaked and having a game plan of how long it'll stay up and stuff like that, he presents it to the Engineer Civil Society, and he said, it will be the tallest building ever erected by man, and it will symbolize not only the art of the modern engineer, but also become the century of industry and science in which we are living, right? Because it was a massive undertaking. It really was. So,
Little did he know that there would be much taller buildings
eventually.
Yeah. He probably
So-
didn't think it was possible for anything to be taller than what he made it to be.
I mean, yeah, because it just wasn't. This is like before World War II, so
I'm curious if there is now any taller buildings in France. Probably, right?
yeah. No, not in France. I don't think in France.
Not
They're very
France. I mean
historical.
Paris.
I don't know.
I'll Google it later.
Okay, so after using 18,000 pieces of wrought iron and 2.5 million rivets, this 984-foot structure, which at the time, in 1989 or 1889, was the tallest structure in the world. And it was created for a fair, which is insane.
That's crazy.
To me.
That's crazy. Also, I wonder, okay, imagine you live like near where he built this and you're just sitting there watching it go up and you're like, what is that? What is he doing? Because you obviously probably don't know what's going on.
Well,
Eh.
people were not happy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Little
So
did they know.
this is something I didn't know
Okay.
was that the Parisians hated it. Hated it.
That's
They
crazy.
hated it so much that there
Mhm.
was an open letter published
Okay.
against it. And I'll read just a portion of it. So it was a bunch of people who came together, tradesmen who came together. It says, we, writers, painters, sculptors, architects, and passionate devotees of the hitherto untouched beauty of Paris, protest with all of our strength, all of our indignation. We are against the erection of this useless, and monstrous Eiffel Tower. They were not happy. They were not happy.
Little did they know. That's going to be my catchphrase this episode.
But I mean, it was pretty adamant, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason the Eiffel Tower is still there is because it kind of had to at one point. But I'll get to it. So they hate it, right? There was even a famous author named Guy de Maupassant who said that he dined in the tower's restaurant not for the view but because it was the only place in Paris where he couldn't see the tower. It was like a weird hatred, but I mean, I guess that's fair, right?
I wonder why. I guess it did stick out like a sore thumb back then because everything was like brick and mortar versus this steel.
And it was home.
Mm-hmm.
And this massive, like, almost 1,000-foot tower is just in the middle. Like, you literally have, like, this thing that's sticking out like a sore thumb. And they didn't make it beautiful. Like, they didn't have fairy lights then. You know? They didn't have, like, the decorations. They couldn't, like, modify the lights to match holidays or music or, you know, it wasn't romanticized.
They could have, like, this is, like, crazy to think about, but, like, do a line of gunpowder on each of the legs and then just light them all at the same time. It goes boom, and just a little boom,
a little boom,
a little boom.
That was even French. Crazy. But even though it was built for the fair, I told you earlier that it was only supposed to be built for like a certain amount of time, like stay standing for a certain amount of time. So contractually, it was going to stay up for 20 years. Right? Just kind of make it like worth it. And then it would be torn down. But I believe Eiffel wanted to keep it up. And how else would you convince people in the late 1800s, early 1900s to keep up a monument that people hated other than saying that it would help with war?
Huh?
Yeah.
What do you mean? How?
They turned it into a radio tower.
Crazy.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep. They turned it into a radio tower. In
That's
World
wild.
War I, it intercepted enemy radio messages and helped the French war effort. But it kind of, I think, bit them in the butt a little bit when World War II came around because Nazis took over, the Germans took over France for a little bit. And they're like, ooh, they have this radio tower, we want it. Right? So they took over. And the only thing that the Parisians could do, which I think is hilarious, is be like petty, and they cut the elevator cables so the Germans had to climb all the stairs on foot.
That's so great. I love pettiness. I love it.
I think it's so crazy. Some things are just like instinctual at this point, like to get at the man, you know. They're just like, you know. But anyways, so obviously it was a lot harder than that.
I wonder if it was a military person that did that, or if it was just like a citizen being like, these fucking Germans, I'm gonna go cut this fucking cable.
Well, the thing is that when your home country, your town is being attacked, like civilians even become soldiers. So both. ¿Por qué no?
I just imagine this really angry small Frenchman just walking up, and he's got like bolt cutters, and he's like, I'm fucking. That author
I was talking about finally likes the tower and loves France more, so he's just like, I know this place, I eat here every day because I hate looking at this mother effer, and then cuts it. Yeah, not my restaurant. Like, nice. But after like France was able to reclaim, with assistance of course, but reclaim France, it kind of just became a monument of war and victory. So there was like a pride in it.
Mhm.
So it just became like a
Yeah.
historical landmark at that point. So that's why the Eiffel Tower stayed and it did not get broken down.
Now they got a bunch of tourists, and
That's true.
they probably bring in a lot of money.
They do. I wrote that down. It's the most visited paid monument in the world with over 7 million visitors annually. 7 million visitors.
That's wild.
So just imagine the money.
No wonder. I always wondered. So, like, you always hear about, like, French people disliking the tourists, specifically American tourists, which, like, I don't fully blame you. But if 7,000 people were visiting my hometown a year, I'd be like, I hate all of you. Because, like, when I lived in New York, I was really frustrated when I would go to, like, tourist attraction areas. So I would, like, take, like, the long way if I had to go, like, walk through, like, Times Square or something.
And me living in Hawaii for the amount of time that I did, like you kind of just avoided the areas that you knew were going to be really popular with tourists because you weren't going to be able to find like a spot at this certain beach or this restaurant. You just don't go because there's always going to be a line and, you know, all this kind of stuff. You it's going to be crowded.
Right.
So, but the reason I said that theory about Gustav Eiffel, like him wanting to keep it up for as long as possible, is because it kind of gave him like a symbol of class. Like, yes, he was a successful businessman, but he had a private apartment for some time in the top of the tower where it said he used for science experiments and to entertain guests, like Thomas freaking Edison. He was buddy with Thomas Edison. He's just
Good
like,
for him,
look
dude.
at all the science experiments we can do up here.
That's
So,
funny.
But those, like, it wasn't like anything like super crazy. It's actually stuff that he learned and figured out that we use in modern mechanics when it comes to like cars and aircrafts and all that kind of stuff, just like the basic foundations. He studied wind forces on structures. He measured air resistance and terminal velocity. I was like, I need to remember that. Terminal velocity improved how airflow behaves around different shapes and objects. So that was crucial. That was crucial for like modern day bridge building and, like I said earlier, like aviation and stuff. Like, so he did a lot of actual science.
Well, that's good.
With that. So yeah. But yeah, the Eiffel
Nice.
Tower. Parisians hated it. And it was built for a fair.
I genuinely did not know that.
Yeah.
Thank you for
stuff.
teaching me something new today.
I know. France!
Vive la France! Are you ready for my story?
I'm ready.
I'm going to be talking about the most kissed face. What do you think that means?
The most kissed face. I don't know. Because it's familiar things with unfamiliar stories. So I'm trying to think of like...
Let me help you out. Have you ever seen a CPR dummy?
Yes.
Have you ever wondered how the CPR dummy got its face?
No.
I have. Because, like, if you're thinking about a CPR dummy and you're training CPR and you're having to, like, do mouth to mouth on this dummy that has a face, then I would be like, who is that? Who is that? So, what if I told you that the CPR dummy was modeled after a girl from the 19th century, and it's quite a morbid story?
A woman?
A girl.
Like a child?
No, a teenager.
Still.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
It's not as bad as you think it's going to be.
Okay.
To start the story, I'm going to have to take you all the way back to 1880s in Paris, France.
Same time?
Same time and everything.
Wow.
Bali.
Same time. Paris.
Bali.
Same time and everything. They're getting mad about
Vive
Eiffel
La France.
Towers and they're doing... I don't want to know what they're doing. I'm nervous about this story, honestly. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. There was a teen girl that tragically passed. We don't know how exactly. We don't know who she was. We don't know, like, where she came from or how she ended up where she did. So, in this specific time period, in Paris, France, about 2 million people lived in Paris at the time. Now, imagine you're living in Paris in the late 1880s, and the only real media is going to be newspapers in a city of like more than 2 million people. People would go missing, which is really sad, but what can you do?
Mm-hmm.
And there
Right.
was really no quick way to spread the word that, hey, my loved one's gone missing. And you didn't have instant alerts. You didn't have photos to pass around unless you were like uber rich.
Right.
And if someone that you loved had vanished, your only option would be very grim. You would go to the Paris morgue on Île de la Cité, which means the island of the city, which is
Okay.
like where Notre Dame sits now.
Okay.
And it's like a pretty big, like, little island. It doesn't really look like an island. It's just like, I don't know. I'll put a picture
Okay.
on the screen.
Okay.
This morgue was not like any other morgue. It was operated by the Paris Police Prefecture, which was like the central police, but also the administration authority of Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And like most morgues, they did autopsies. They also were known for like kind of pioneering refrigeration, because like they had to like slow the decomposition of bodies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they were one of the first, if not the first, morgue to be able to do this. And it also served as a place where doctors and criminologists and students could come and observe and study bodies. They could study like trauma, like physical trauma, poisoning, and even like diseases. And
so it was like a school of sorts,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what made this morgue infamous was the fact that they would put unidentified or unclaimed bodies on display. So if you had a loved one that you wanted to, like, you couldn't find them anywhere, you would go to the morgue and look in the windows to see if you could find your loved one. Which is a good idea in theory, right?
In theory. Yeah, it was about, yeah.
But it ended up becoming one of the most beloved tourist attractions in that time period. So people would come from all over to come look at dead bodies. Yeah.
That's weird. I'm
not gonna
sorry,
lie.
That's weird.
I'm not gonna lie. I would be one of them. If I lived in that time period, I would probably go and I'd be like, ooh, let me look.
I mean, the curiosity is there, and I think it's because I know now what it's like to see like a dead person. Because like my first date with a boyfriend, I'll take a quick story. Mother was a mortician. We first date, since his mom drove us there, she had to go handle business, because if you're a mortician, you know you got to go when you got to go. So we're there and we're at this funeral home, first date with this boy, and he goes upstairs to help his mom. I just follow because I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. Door's wide open and there's a body, because he had just walked in. And it was my first time seeing a dead body. I dropped and got super clammy and almost passed out. So,
well, I feel like I have always had a morbid curiosity. Like, I'm one of those people that I love true crime, and I will look up crime scene photos if I'm listening to a story, because I'm like, I want to know everything about this story. And I don't do it because like I'm like, ooh, dead bodies and blood. I do it because I'm like, how could someone do this? Maybe if I see it with my own eyes, I'll understand better. But I never do. I never understand it. Anyway, so I would probably be one of those people that went and looked at these bodies. And also, like, it did help a lot of people find loved ones that went missing. Because in that time period, there was a lot of self-unalivings. There was a lot of people who would just tragically drown in the river. And they believed that this teen girl actually drowned in the river because she washed up on the island that morning. And one of the pathologist that was going to study there that day found her and brought her in. And if you don't know what a pathologist is, it's a medical doctor who studies and diagnoses diseases by examining tissues, organs, and bodily fluids. So he was a doctor, and he was like, oh, I found a body. Let's take her in, because I'm going to the morgue anyway. But he was so stricken by her beauty. And she had this serene, peaceful smile, like she had passed really peacefully. And he was like, wow, this is just, like, I can't, like, she's so beautiful. So he had someone, he commissioned someone to make a cast of her face so he could make a mask so he could keep that forever. At some point, this mask started being mass produced, and people were buying this mask and using it as art. It was really sought after by artists and writers and people who were really into art. This mask became known as l'inconnu de la Seine, which means the unknown woman of the Seine. Okay. Which was the name of the river. And in the 1900s, it started getting mass produced. So it started being sold all throughout Europe.
Interesting.
I bet you're wondering, how did we get it on the face of a CPR dummy? Well, I gotta jump forward in time a little bit. Okay. So we're gonna go to the late 1950s, where doctors started creating and teaching CPR. If you don't know what that stands for, it's cardiopulmonary resuscitation. It was like kind of a huge deal because they felt like it had the power to bring someone back from the brink of death, which, like, it does. Like, it saves people. So at first they started doing it on people, but they were like, okay, we're breaking ribs here. Because, like, you have to do it hard enough where it pumps the heart, and it's gonna, like, probably crack a rib or two. The doctor that kind of pioneered this, his name was Dr. Archer Gordon. He was like, there's gotta be a better way. What if we made something that we could use that can simulate actually doing it? And he was actually considered to be the father of CPR, so he took the lead on this, and he was like, okay, what do I do? And he looked around a lot and was like, okay, I know about this toy maker, and he has created this material that could be good for this type of doll that I want. And so this is when the plastic doll face started being mass produced in Norway. So this Norwegian toy maker, his name was Asmund Liardal. I don't know if I said that right. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm so proud.
I tried. Thank you. He started, or Dr. Gordon actually went to him and was like, hey, can you help me with this? I would love for you to, like, help me mass produce this because you can help me mass produce it way cheaper and easier, and it can save lives. And Osmond was like the perfect person because he had just started mass producing this plastic toy, and he named it the Anne doll. And he also had experience with his son almost drowning. And this technique could have saved his son's life. I mean, he was able to save his son anyway because he was able to, like, get the water out of his lungs. But he was like, absolutely. Like, I would love to be a part of this.
Right.
So after being told about the project, he was super interested, super invested. And he was actually tasked with the design of this doll. And he was like, I got this. Because Dr. Gordon was like, okay, if I tell you what this needs to be realistic, I'll let you design it. And he was like, I need it to have an open mouth so we could, like, do the actual CPR. And I need it to have a mechanism that can mimic someone's chest so we could do compressions. And so Osmond was like, okay, what is the best way to go about this? And I don't know if you know, at the time, people were very finicky when it came to any type of homosexuality, right? And so he was like, it has to be a female dummy because men are gonna get real weird if they have to, like, they might shy away from this if it's a man's face and a man's body. So he made the doll a woman. And he was like, okay, I need a face for it because the more realistic it is, the more likely someone's going to be able to, like, learn better. They'll be able to, like, have a deeper connection versus, like, something that looks weird, right?
But they, like, want to, like, they want to, like, advertise this, like, I don't know, they want to make it appealing to men, so they're just like, let's make it attractive, which is so uncomfy. That's so uncomfy.
I agree. Well, I think it was less about making it attractive and more about making it where they wouldn't refuse.
Okay.
Because, like, he was scared that men would full out refuse to learn if it was a man.
Gotcha.
Right. So he was thinking, like, okay, it can't be, like, I can't, like, go to a morgue and, like, get someone's dead face because that'll be really creepy. So he was like, it needs to be kind of a peaceful expression so people aren't, like, as deterred as they're learning.
Okay.
And then he remembered seeing a mask in his in-laws' house. And he was like, that's the perfect face. So he goes to his in-laws and he's like, hey, what is this? And they kind of tell him where they got it and, like, where it came from. And he's like, that's it. So he gets a cast of this himself and starts mass producing it with the plastic. And it ends up being called Resusci Anne or Rescue Anne. And eventually in the US, it became known as CPR Annie. And it feels really ironic that her legacy and her face is now the face of CPR, which could have saved her.
Yeah, I didn't think about it like that.
Right. But also, like, I wonder if she would, like, be happy that she, like, her face is saving lives. Because, like, reportedly, like, her, like, face on this dummy has saved lives. Like, thousands of lives. And not only that, she actually lives on through pop culture because I'm sure you've heard the song, "You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal. Annie, are you okay?" It was based off of her.
Really?
Well, not her.
Well, not her, but like
the CPR dummy. Mm-hmm. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Did her family ever claim her or nobody ever claimed her?
No, I don't think anybody ever did.
Mm.
Also, sometime in the mid to late 1900s, or maybe even like just sometime in the 1900s, they were like, hey, this morgue gotta go. This is creepy. This is weird. We're tearing it down. So they tore down the morgue, so it's no longer around.
Oh, okay.
And it is now a street that is drivable. So,
Where the morgue used to stand?
mm-hmm. Isn't that crazy? I don't know.
I need to see the face of old CPR dummies.
It's pretty similar. I mean, not like it looks weird because it has an open mouth, but it looks really similar to her. Also, like her face looks really peaceful. Like it looked like she went peacefully.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. CPR dummy. At least, okay, that is, like, it was a little bit morbid because of, like, the morgue display and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But luckily, it was, like, not
tragic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was scared it was going to get kind of dark. I was like, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
So
I'm genuinely curious, like, how she would feel about her face being the most kissed face in the world. Because these were mass-produced all over the world. It wasn't just in the U.S. It wasn't just in Norway. It was everywhere.
Like, her face was an art piece for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Not even a CPR dummy. Like, just...
Mm-hmm. I'm sure she wasn't... I mean, maybe she was being kissed when she was just a mask, but... But now she's the most kiss-faced with the kiss of life.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So, I hope, like, if that were me, I would be happy knowing that something of me could help save lives.
Is teaching, yeah. Teaching people how to save lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you think?
Wild. An accidental death turns into a major tool in learning life-saving technique. That's so cool.
Yeah. And I bet
I want to know who she is. I want to know who she is.
Nobody knows.
Where she's from. I know. I'm so
I mean,
curious.
she could have just been a tourist that fell in the river, or maybe...
Yeah, but, like, who is she? You know? Like, where did her family come from? You know?
Yeah. There's no way to know. I think she was buried in an unmarked grave, or maybe she was buried in... I don't know. She was definitely buried. I remember reading that there was a burial, but nobody claimed her, and so she was just kind of the unknown woman.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was cool. I enjoyed that. Thank you for that.
Even though you were terrified at the beginning.
I was not mentally. I was not mentally prepared. I was like, oh gosh, morbid.
Yeah.
No. Listen, it's not October yet.
Well, it is when this comes out. If I say morbid, it doesn't necessarily mean tragic. Okay. If I say tragic, that means some bad shit's about to happen. Vive la France!
Vive la France! Except for the people who were lining up to see some dead bodies every day. Like, with their coffee, they're just like, hey, do you want to go to the morgue and see what new bodies have popped up? Like,
listen, I'm going to need you to stop judging those people, because the likelihood that I would have done that is really high.
I would just not accompany you on that stroll.
They would get thousands of visitors a day.
That's wild.
Which is why eventually they shut it down and made it illegal to put bodies on display like that. Anyway. Also, this is a safe space. If you would have gone to look at the bodies at the morgue, it's okay. It's illegal now, so you can't do that. But I don't judge you. Maybe Karena does, but I don't.
She's the judgmental one. She is not.
Listen, I'm pretty judgmental, but not about this. This is a safe space.
Your face is so blank right now, I can't read it.
This is a safe space.
All right. Well, what are you gonna do nice for yourself today? Or this week? Or
What are
this
you
weekend?
gonna do, Karena?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Find some time to be a floor girly.
Nice.
And just lay on the floor.
I love being a floor person.
Do you just lay on your back, prop your legs up on a chair or something? Just
like
exist.
fully relax, and your lower back just releases, and you're like, ah.
Just relax.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Today, my boyfriend gets back from his trip, and I'm going to go pick him up from the airport, and I will no longer have forehead kisses deficiency, which would be nice. Also, I have been feeling not great the past couple days because I keep overdoing it. It's fine. And I'm going to just lay in bed all day until I go see him. And then he's probably exhausted because he was at a music festival. So he's probably going to want a nap. So I just lay in bed with him.
That sounds glorious.
It's going to
I
be
have
a
to wait till
good
my
day.
boyfriend gets off of work.
Ugh. Blech.
Terrible. Terrible.
Ugh.
But I'm in college. I never do schoolwork on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
Just mental break.
Mm-hmm.
Then Tuesday we start tackling. So that's how that goes.
Exactly. Well,
Anyways.
one more thing. Drink your water. Exactly.
I got in trouble last week.
Yeah, you did.
We're not getting in trouble
And
anymore.
you'll get in trouble too if you don't get water right now. If you're driving, when you get out of that car, you better get water.
Better get that water.
Anyway, sorry, I'm feeling feisty today.
It's fine. We all feel feisty sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. Well, we will see you next week with a new episode. You can subscribe if you want to.
Yeah, go ahead
And
and
press
do that.
the notification bell so that you never miss an episode.
What?
Who said
what
that?
Whoa!
Whoa!
Whoa! Crazy. Who was that?
Oh, my setup.
I'm gonna now give you puppy dog eyes. Please. Okay, that's all. Thank you. If you listen, if you like our content and you like learning about random stuff and you like knowing things, why aren't you subscribed? Why don't you? Period. Question mark. What?
Anyways,
Anyways.
goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye.
Bye.